Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are finding this video helpful as you prepare for your exams. Understanding direct and inverse proportionality is crucial, and I have made sure to cover everything you need to know in this full course. So please subscribe. In these questions today, we gonna know that the formula connecting C and N is C is equal to 0.2 times N plus 20, and that C is not directly proportional to N. However, N is directly proportional to a variable. What is this variable? Before diving into this question, I need you to remind something or recall something about direct proportionality. Let we have two quantities or two variables, that is x and y. And I say that y and x, they are in directly proportional relationship. When I say that they are in directly proportional relationship, it means that y increases or decreases, x changes in such a way that the ratio y by x remains constant, and we usually represent this constant with k. So when we have this sort of relation where y by x is equal to k, where k is the constant of proportionality and k is not equal to 0, we would call this one as that they are directly proportional to each other. Now, having this thing in mind, I will just generalize this statement that when numerator divided by denominator is equal to a constant, I would say that this numerator is directly proportional to denominator. So now, bearing this concept in mind, now it's time to solve this question. Remember, every subscription counts and motivates me to keep bringing you the best educational content. So hit that subscribe button and let's conquer these exams together. Now the given equation, we have C is equal to 0.2 times N plus 20. Now this equation can be rewrite as C minus 20 and also subtracting this 20 from this side as well. So I will come up with C minus 20 is equal to, this will cancel with each other, so 0.2 n. Now if I have to divide this n on both sides, I will get the constant on one side of equality, dividing n both sides. So when I do so, it will become C minus 20 divided by n, and this side will also 0.2 times n divided by n. Now this n will be cancelled, and I can clearly see that now this numerator and denominator is equal to constant. C minus 20 divided by n is equal to 0.2. So this numerator and denominator is equal to constant, which establish a direct proportionality relationship between the numerator and denominator. So here we can see that C minus 20 is directly proportional to n because this ratio gives us constant. So yes, we came to know this is of the form of this y by x is equal to k. So we would say that n is directly proportional to C minus 20. So these are the two variables that are directly proportional to each other. If you found this video helpful and want to ace your exam with more helpful contents like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. By subscribing, you will be first to know when I upload new lessons, tips and exam strategies. Plus, it supports the channel, allowing me to create even more quality content just for you. Now, and this another question, and the equation y minus 1 is equal to 4 times x. State the two variables which are directly proportional to each other and explain your answer. So this is the same question we have just solve. So again, recalling that thing that when we have two quantities and they are directly proportional to each other, it means that, let me take an example, like we have two variables or two quantities, that is x and y. You can name any one of these and they are directly proportional to each other. So when they two directly proportional to each other, it means that y increases or decreases, x changes in such a way that the ratio between y and x is constant, and this constant is usually denoted with k. We know this, right? So now again, that when two variables are in ratio form or in fraction and their ratio is equal to a constant, they would establish a direct proportionality relationship. Okay, so I have to do this, or I have to establish a relationship between the two variables in this given question, that is, and this y minus 1 is equal to 4 times x. All I need is just to isolate a constant on one side of equality. To do so, I will divide this given equation by x, and both sides of this equation will be divided by x. So I will come up with dividing this side by x to isolate this constant, that is 4, on right side of the equation. So, and also this side will be divided by x. Now x will be cancelled and this implies that y minus 1 divided by x is equal to 4. As I told you that now we have two variables, or we have a fraction or a ratio on one side of equality and the other side is equal to constant. So this is an equivalent equation to this direct proportionality condition. So when they do so, so here I will say that this y minus 1 is directly proportional to x. So we came to know that y minus 1 is directly proportional to x. So these are the two variables y minus 1 and x that are directly proportional to each other in this equation. Thank you. Good luck with your studies, and don't forget to check out the full course on direct and inverse proportionality and the playlist. You have got this.